Scientific Connection Project Geeta. In this episode, we'll discuss what the Gita tells us about managing your body, senses, mind, intellect, and consciousness. These five are collectively called the Pancha Kosha. Pancha means five, and Koshas, so maybe sections, if you will. Let me refer here to a talk given by Dr. Keshav Anand Das. Please note the YouTube link given on your screen. All right, first things first. Let's see what the Gita has to say about managing your body. Maybe you remember this, maybe you don't. But a few months ago, we discussed in this series, chapter 6 of the Gita. I think it's worth repeating verses 16 and 17 of that chapter in the present context. The messages of these two verses are clearly about managing your food, sleep, and work habits. In other words, about bringing balance to your life. This is the first step of taking care of your body. As for food, balance means several things. Timing of your food intake, quantity of food, and quality of food. And the same thing can be said about work and sleep. As I mentioned before, when we first discussed these verses, the scientific content is self-evident. The habits recommended therein are clearly meant to prevent unhealthy conditions in your body. Here, Krishna is talking about prevention of diseases at the body level. If you look at the Gita this way, the old adage, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, seems to be resonating in these verses. Modern doctors rarely talk about prevention. They say, oh, you can eat anything you want, do whatever you want. And when you get sick or sicker, you can always go back to them for medication, right? I ask, which approach is more scientific from a commonsensical point of view? By the way, even though it's slightly off topic, I'll mention here that the approach of Ayurveda is based on bringing balance to your life and preventing diseases. You should definitely read chapters 16 and 17 of the Gita also for more details on this topic. What about the mind? Krishna says, you must learn how to control your mind if you hope to be successful in life. This is nothing but common sense. You achieve this by exercising spiritual practices. And that's what religions ought to be about, not about sectarianism. And we saw earlier that an untamed mind can lead you to attachment and thus addiction, tempting you to do things that are unnecessary. Things like checking your WhatsApp messages every few minutes, watching TV endlessly, etc., etc. By the way, chapter 6 of the Gita is all about controlling your mind. You should probably go back and read that chapter now. Next week, we'll look at the next kosha, the intellect. Until then, happy reading and learning. Thanks for watching. Namaste.